Hello, and welcome to Harriet's Custom Computer Art Plus. If you haven't already subscribed, please do, and please don't forget to hit the like button. Also, don't forget to hit the bell if you'd like to be notified of my tutorials as soon as they're posted. Today I'm going to be working on hopefully a quick project. I want to make a paper utensil holder for a party that I have coming up, and I just went to the internet and I googled paper utensil holder template, and this one came up. It's not exactly what I want, but I'm going to make it into exactly what I need. So let's get started. Now today was the first day ever that I actually noticed something that picture doesn't have. And what it doesn't have the ruler lines, so if you're trying to create a project, it doesn't have the ruler lines set up so that you can easily resize things on the page. I've never run into this before because I guess everything else I was eyeballing, but this one I want to be a little more precise with. I wanted to make it 3 inches wide and 6.5 inches tall. So I just have come up with a quick workaround. I just took a picture of a 12-inch ruler from the internet and cropped it out to the 12 inches and then just resized it on this page. This one is 11 inches across by 8.5 inches tall, since I have it in landscape. And then I'll resize this little pocket here that I found on the internet, and I'll be ready to start designing my utensil holder. So first of all, I want this to be 3 inches wide. This inner portion, this of course is the flap, the two flaps where you'll be gluing it together. So I'm first going to just put this up here so that I can make sure it's 3 inches, so if I choose to cut it out on the Cricut, I will have it at the right dimensions already. All I have to do is upload it into Cricut and then type in my dimensions, but who knows, I might just cut them out the old-fashioned way. Alright, so here is my first one. This is the right size that I need, and I'm going to go ahead and extend it to the top of the page, and so that I can get the correct height that I want it to be, 6.5 inches. I'm just going to, once again, I'm just judging by this area here, so I'm going to pull it down to the bottom of the page, and then 6.5 inches is right here. And because this is just a little half utensil holder, I'm going to add in an extra shape so that I can make up the back portion. So I did that by going to cut out in picture, add a colored shape, and then I just chose the square and hit done. So I want this to fill in the entire back of my utensil holder, and I have, let me show you, I have it on, I need to make it 6.5 inches. So I'm going to put it here on the base, and I'm just going to pull it up until I get to 6.5. I didn't have it all the way at the bottom, so I'm just correcting that by putting it all the way at the bottom, and then I'm just going to drag it up until I hit my 6.5 mark. And it's going to go on this side of the utensil holder. So I'm just going to place it over on that side, make sure that it's completely filling it in, and then I'm just going to delete these from here, but when I save it, I'm going to save it to a new name, so I will not be messing up my ruler page. I can use it again and again. So I'm just going to go ahead, I'll leave that, I'm going to change that to white because I'm really not going to be doing anything to that. So I'm going to go ahead to paint and color effect, fill with a solid color, and I'm just going to click anywhere in this outer edge to change it to white. I think I'm going to shrink it down a little bit so that it'll still be inside of the black lines that are there. So I just resized the inner white square so that it's inside of those black guidelines, and I'm just going to make another square by going to paint and color effects, add colored shape. I'm going to change it to black, drag it to the background, and once again I'll only have to do this once because I'll save this as my template after it's done. And I'm just going to bring that over to match up with the other um, lines that are missing around the top, as you can see. And bring it down a little. I'm just basically mimicking the line that's already there. Looks like my white rectangle needs to come over just a tad on this side. And let's see how that looks. Yeah, that'll work. Because I'm not going to use those outer lines anyway. I needed to have it set up so that I could make my utensil case the way I want it. Alright, so now I have this master, and now, like I said, I'll always have this template. It's the right size I need it to be. And now I can pull it up where the flaps are included in the picture. And this will be perfect because I want to do some 3D effects. Give it a 3D effect with some of the additions I'm going to be putting on the utensil holder. So I can use this space to put in the pictures of the design. I think I'm going to use an Italian flag and I don't know, some different things. But this is the portion that I need to work with now. So now I want to make a cutout here, and instead of making just like a scoop, I want to make like a triangle. So I'm going to go to cutout and pictures with the cookie cutter shape, and I'm going to choose the diamond, and I'm going to resize it a little bit, and all I want it to do is cut out this portion. I'm going to take it up some, flatten it out a little bit because I don't want it to cut too far into the cup, into the utensil holder. So that will be perfect. Then I'm going to choose select opposite area and hit done. And I'm going to go ahead and delete that bottom piece. I'm going to go ahead and change this all to white now. So now I have my pieces, and the piece here with the V cut out, you don't see the V, but I'm going to cut that section out so that we can change the design of it. So I'm going to go to cut out in picture, cut out of picture by color selection, and I'm going to choose that section, and now you see the cutout, and I'm going to hit next and done. And that's the only portion I need, because the back I'm just going to leave it white, and only this portion will be decorated. So I'm going to group this over for a second so I can move it here and free up my space here for the added decorations. For this portion of the utensil holder, I haven't decided what color I want to make it. I want it to, oh, I know. Well, the tablecloths are checkered, so I would want this to be something different. I'm going to look up a graphic to use, and I'll be right back. So I went online quickly, and I looked up a couple of graphics to see if I wanted to use them. And I think I'm going to go with this, since I have this little V-shaped cutout in my pattern already. I think I want to use this as the cover of my utensil holder. So I'm just going to go to cut out in picture, cut out of picture with the cookie cutter shape, and I'm going to change it to a square, and I'm just going to cut out this graphic right here with my square. And I'm only going to be using the red, white, and green portion. So I'm going to zero in on that. But I like this fold. That's going to give it a unique look and more of a three-dimensional look, which is what I'm going for. So I'm just going to pull right into that edge, hit next and done. Grab that out. I'm going to minimize this for now. I might use something else from there. I don't know, but we'll see. And now I'm going to just rotate this by going to size and position, rotate. I'm going to do the half turn, which is the middle choice, and then I'm just going to bring this down to the base of my front of the utensil holder, and then bring it all the way over to the side here, and I'm just going to drag it up until it's, since this is the graphic with all the same colors, and no matter how I stretch it, it'll keep the same dimensions. I can pull it from the side, the top, it doesn't matter, because it won't change the way it's going to look when it's finished. So I'm just going to line this up so that it'll be lined up on this fold line. Make sure that it's completely touching all sides. Alright. So now, since we're going to be having Italian food at this party, I can use this ring, or maybe I'll use this one. Let me cut that out. I'm going to bring that up, and I'm just going to cut this circle out by going to cut out in picture with a cookie cutter shape. I'm going to use the circle this time, resize it so that I'm just getting around the edge of that gray. And let's see how that looks. Yeah, I think that'll work. And now I'm going to shrink this down again by pulling on the edge. I'll bring this here. Yeah, I guess that'll work. And this will be part of the 3D effect. Let's see if I like it lined up correctly. Actually, so I need to mirror this. So I'm going to go ahead and do that. I'm going to cut it out by going to cut out in picture, cut out of picture with the cookie cutter shape, and then I'm just going to cut this out and flip it. Hit next and done. Now I'm going to go to size and position, flip, and just mirror it, and then reset it into place. Just like that. I averted a disaster just now. That would have been terrible to have it the wrong way. Alright. And just because, so I can see that the V in the white, I'm going to add a shadow to it just so I can see what I'm working with. Okay, that's good. Plus, if I'm going to cut this out in Cricut, you'll need to have that edge. Otherwise, when you pull out the background, it will pull out this whole column of white as well. So by putting that little shadow there, and I'm going to leave it, now I know when I cut it out in Cricut, it will leave my V exactly where it goes. And now I can turn this back around the way it goes. Bring it back to the front. And then I'll have my 3D effect. I'm going to stretch this out some. And I can add in the theme of the party, which is, it's a multi-theme that I've combined into one. It's Rat Pack Crooners Italian Party with a hint of gangster, which was the theme that the customer wanted. So now I have the piece that I want to go here, and I'm just going to go ahead, move this to the side. I'm going to make this into one piece by cutting it out again. And then I'm just going to delete that background. So now this is a separate piece. And I can get rid of everything underneath. And I'll save this as my master, and every time I make a utensil holder, I'll just use this same format. and superimpose the new design over it. So I have my circle the size I need it to be. I'll bring it back to the front again since I did the cutout. And then I'm going to put, I think I'll put the brat pack inside of this. So I'm going to go and grab my picture for the party, and I'm going to just drop it inside of this circle. So this is the picture I want to use. I'm going to cut it down to go in the circle on the utensil holder. I'm covering up the birthday person's face for privacy reasons, and then I'll show you the final look of it. Alright, so I'm going to go to cut out a picture with the cookie cutter shape, make it into a circle, and then I'm just going to pull by any corner because I want to keep it in a circle format, and then I'm just going to move it up enough because I want this to be as big as I can get it without cutting out too much of the detail. So I would make the cut here to show you how it'll look as a sample, and then I will show you the finished look. And as I've said before, if you ever drop a picture in your screen and it freezes up, you can see it's the coupon lines, but you can't move anything. Just open up any feature on the side, make no changes, hit done, and all of a sudden you'll see the quadrat markers appear again. So I'm just going to shrink this down now and fit it into my circle, and I like it because it'll give it that appearance. I'm going to zoom in here. Once I put it in here, it'll give it the appearance that it's either under this glass or on top of this glass. Hopefully it'll look like it's under the glass, which will be a good effect. And I'm just going to resize this picture until I get it to fit the curve of this design. And they have a little white edge around them. I can easily take, you see this little white edge, I can easily take that out by going to Edge Effects, Soften Edge. First you got to click on the picture, hit Edge Effects, Soften Edge, click up a few times, and you see it just takes that out, that white edge out. I'll bring it down a little bit. And now I'm all set. So now when I put all of this together, I think it'll be a nice effect. And if I wanted to, I could put like a, one of those banners across this saying whose party it is and all of that. But for now, I think we'll just go with this. I think I'll shrink it down a little bit. And this, remember, is going to be a separate piece. I'm going to probably use some raised tape so that it will give it a 3D effect coming up off of the utensil holder. So it's pretty simple, easy to make, and then I'll show you one once it's assembled. So now I have all my pieces ready to assemble. I decided to make these medallions as well, so I'm going to use that for the assembly, and then I'm also going to use the ones with the photo of the person that the party is for. Some will have this on them, and some will have the one with the pictures of the photos of the rat pack along with the birthday man. So you can see that I've already folded this on all the creases. I printed this. I was going to just print this on regular cardstock, which I did do one, and I have that as an example. But I wanted to print the decoration that's going on top, these on photo paper, so that they would have a shine. So then I decided to just do the whole thing in photo paper. So now I'm just going to assemble it. I'm going to fold in this bottom edge, run some glue here, glue it down like that, and then I'm just going to fold this one over the back. So I'll do that now. Try to keep that in camera view. Bring that down and line that up to seal it. Hold it for a few seconds so it has a chance to adhere. And now I'm just going to put a line of glue on this side. Not as much so it doesn't seep out. And I'm just going to fold that over. I'm going to turn it around so that I can make sure that it's looking good from the front. Flatten it out a little bit, and now that's good. And I'm going to add the medallion. Now you can either buy the double side foam tapes and put one there, or the glue dots, put a couple there to have this a little raised, but I'm just going to use glue to do it. So I'm just going to make a dot of glue in the middle so that it will keep it raised up a little bit. I'm going to let that dry for just a couple of seconds to cool off, so that when I put more glue around it and drop my medallion on, or my little decorative element, it will be raised a bit, so it'll give it somewhat of a three-dimensional look. So now I'm just going to put a bigger ring of glue around. And you don't have to use this much glue. You can just lay it flat on. It'll still look nice. And I'm just going to eyeball centering this. But I like the fact that it looks raised. So it looks like it's a separate element from the rest of the case. I'm just being fussy with it. And there you have it. And then I'll show you the one that I made that was matte. Just a matte finish. But I didn't like how dull it looked. And so I decided to go with the all photo paper. So there you have it. That's going to look nice, I think, sitting on the table. It's still pulling in our Italian theme and also our Kroner's theme with the Rat Pack photo that I'm also going to be using. And hopefully you'll enjoy making some of these for your next party. Thank you once again for watching Harriet's Custom Computer Art Plus. If you haven't already, please hit the like button. Don't forget to subscribe, and if you'd like to be notified of my videos as soon as they're uploaded, hit the bell and you will be notified. I will see you next time.